Good day everyone, I am the first reporter in this video report, and today we will be discussing one of the foundational yet often overlooked skills in early education, the teaching handwriting. Handwriting is more than just putting letters on paper. It's about sa pagtabang sa mga young learners na mabuild ang ilang fine motor skills, confidence, and fluency na ilang need para mas maklear nila na ma-express ang ilang thoughts and ideas. As future educators, importante kayo na atong sabton or atong tun-an kung saan jud pagtudlo ani nga skills in ways nga mas effective siya. That's why in this part of my presentation, I'll be focusing on the curriculum consideration in teaching handwriting. It is based on research, suggestions, and these are important guidelines nga makatabang sa tua as a future teacher nga mag-teach og handwriting na mas effective, especially sa pagtudlo nato sa mga young learners. The first curriculum considerations is the letter A. The initial use of one type of script is either manuscript versus cursive or different versions of manuscript does not appear to affect handwriting performance. Research shows that the type of script we choose, it's whether manuscript or the print, and cursive doesn't affect student handwriting performance. This means na pwede ta magpili og isa ana nga type of script, no? Magdepende sa magdepende og mas best or fit siya sa school or sa curriculum. For example, a school may choose to start with manuscript or the print in kindergarten because it's easier to recognize the letters ana. Then, while another school might begin with cursive in grade 2. So, both effective na siya as long as natulo nimo og tarong ang kana nga type of script. Next curriculum considerations is the letter B. Special emphasis is placed on difficult to form letters and those that are frequently reversed. We must give special attention to difficult letters, those that are hard to form or often reversed. For example, like F, G, and K may be difficult due to their curves and strokes, so we should spend more time practicing them. And also, B and D are often confused, so we might play games where students identify or trace the correct one. And now, let's proceed to the letter C. Lowercase letters are introduced before uppercase letters unless they are formed using similar strokes. It's better to teach lowercase first before uppercase letters because lowercase is more frequently used in writing. For example is tudluan sa nimo sila sa ABC na naka-lowercase, and pag ana dira na nimo i-introduce ang mga uppercase letters, pero pwede pod nga imo siyang isabay gani nga kanang isabay nimo siya og tudlo ang mga pareha og forma nga letter like C, S. Next is the letter D. Letters that share common strokes are grouped together. So we can group letters that share similar strokes to help student build muscle memory. For example, like O, C, A, naka-group yun na siya since pareha man sila nga na mga stroke nga per round, no? Kaya kanang circular motion gani. So teaching them one lesson makes it easier for students to learn the movement and apply it across multiple letters. Next is the introduction of easily confused letters is staggered. Easily confused letters like B, D, P, and Q should not be taught all at once. Now, instead of teaching B and D in the same week, imuha siyang unahon og tudlo ang letter B. Pag ma-master na nila ang letter B, dira na dayon nimo introduce ang letter D para dili sila ma-confuse. Next is the letter F, the formation of individual upper and lowercase letters, and for cursive, difficult letter transitions are modeled. It's important to correct the formation of each letter slowly and step by step. For example, is when teaching M, pwede ka maingon og start at the top, go down, back up, and make two humps. So mo na siya ang letter M, di ba? And while imo nang giingon is imo pud siyang isulat sa board or imo siyang i-demonstrate sa students para mas masabtan nila kung saon pag-form ana nga letter. Next is the visual cues such as number dots and arrows, and verbal descriptions are used to guide letter formation. Visual and verbal cues help guide students in forming letters correctly. So this may include number dots to show where to start, arrows to show direction, and spoken steps like down, around, and up to describe how letter is made. Now, to help students understand and remember these steps during the lesson, I will use a very simple strategy called watch, say, and try. So first, the students will watch as I demonstrate how I write the letter on the board. For example, I might say, watch how I write the letter B. I start at the top, go down, then curve to the right. Next, I'll ask them to say it with me. Then, I'll ask them to try writing it on a piece of paper.